Hi and welcome back to another Tech Minds video. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at this radio. Now this was advertised as a QRP HF 8-band SDR transceiver capable of transmitting and receiving sideband, CW, AM and FM with a power output of between 5 to 10 watts. So before I turn it on, let's take a brief look on the outside to see what features and buttons we have. So we can see here on the front facing panel, we have a speaker to the left, an LCD screen and 3 buttons titled PTT, menu and mode. You'll also notice a little hole in the top bottom right titled mic. Yep, this radio has an inbuilt microphone. If we look at one end, we can see a few sockets, one for an extension speaker, an amplifier control port, a dedicated internal battery charge port, an on and off switch to also switch between internal or external power, and a 13.8 volt socket for when using an external power supply. Now on the other end of the radio, we find the BNC connector, which is for the antenna. We find a UART socket, for which I presume is for cat controlling the radio, a mic socket, a key socket, which is for CW, and then we have the push switched rotary control for changing the VFO and menu items. You also notice that this version has red plastic corner edges with a rubber surround to help keep it in place if you're using it on a desk. Now one last little hole on the side provides access to a reset button in case you need to reset the radio back to default settings. Now just to cover what's in the box, we find a speaker mic, although when used only appears to use the mic features. Also in the box we find a lithium-ion battery charger, and only this charger must be used to charge the internal battery using the dedicated charge port. Now all in all, this radio seems pretty well built, with a nice solid feel. So let's turn it on and see how it performs. Now one of the things that you'll notice is the amount of noise this receiver produces. Even with strong signals, there is still a lot of white noise coming from the speaker mixed with the audio. The terrible electronic clicking sounds from the speaker when any button is pressed is also super annoying.
Calling CQ, India Kilo 4, Lima Zulu Hotel, India Kilo 4, Lima Zulu Hotel, calling and listening.
Mexico 0 Delta Queen Whiskey.
Tango.
I'm not entirely sure why he didn't respond to me. Maybe it was because I used Queen instead of Quebec when calling my call sign in the phonetic alphabet. Or maybe it was because of this.
0 DQW testing. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Testing audio 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yep, that's the sound of LSB transmission from this radio. Now I've tested this with both the internal microphone and the external microphone. I've also adjusted the TX gain setting, which alters the mic gain to various settings without making any difference to the audio quality. It also appears that this radio transmits a solid carrier on sideband, and with the use of the noise gate feature, you can get it to not transmit in between words, but still it's almost unintelligible and sounds pretty disgusting on air. Now FM also sounds just as harsh.
Testing FM. Testing FM. Testing FM. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Another feature, which is probably not by design, is that you can rotate the microphone plug with the VFO knob. Not entirely sure what the manufacturers were thinking when combining the VFO knob with the supplied mic, but it works better without the knob attached. So before I end this video on this utter diabolical product, let's take a look inside to see how well it's actually built. So there are 3 PCB boards: the main board, the display board, and the push button board. To be fair, the main board itself looks like it was built pretty well, with only one component that I noticed, a relay, which wasn't soldered flat to the board, but I don't think that this would make too much of a difference to performance and wouldn't be the cause of all these experienced issues. Obviously, there is some kind of issue with this radio, whether it's by design or by wrong components used or just built incorrectly. Another issue which I did not show on the video was that sometimes when powering on, you get a loud feedback squeal from the speaker, which appears to be feeding back from the onboard microphone. The only good thing about this radio is that it comes with a 3500 mAh lithium-ion battery, although it's not secured properly within the case and rattles around. In my opinion, this is a massive hazard, and if you are lucky enough to have a working radio of this type, then please make sure that your battery is properly secured. One last thing to mention is that I'm not even going to link to the supplier where I got this from, purely because the supplier realised this product was so bad and removed it from sale from their website. Now, if you have one of these radios and have experienced the same issues as me, then please let me know down in the comments below. I'd also like to point out that this is pretty much a clone of the popular QRP radio, the USDX radio, which some of you may know is a modification project for the QCX-CW radio. The original USDX project adds SSB capability and not just CW. Now, talking of CW, I would say this radio would be okay for CW, and it even has a CW decoder built in, although in my experience this doesn't work too well in this particular version. So if you want a nice QRP SSB radio, don't buy this one. Research and look for the original USDX project. Anyway guys, there you go. Make up your own mind, but my mind is set. This radio is just not worth the money. Until the next video, stay safe, take care, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.